But wait, it doesn't only confirm this. It confirms Samuel and the destruction of the Amalekites. Okay, this is a lengthy one. I don't think all of it will fit. So I'm going to have to break it down. It's lengthy, so guys, bear with me. Okay, I'm going to break it down into 2 sections, so don't post anything. Okay, it's a long one, so I'm going to do a lot of reading. Did that show up, by the way? Okay, just only one of you put a 1, because we can't lose this text. It's Surah chapter 2, verses 246 to 251. Surah chapter 2, verses 246 to 251. Read with me. Hast thou not turned thy vision to the chiefs of the children of Israel after the time of Moses? They said to a prophet among them, appoint for us a king, that we may fight in the cause of Allah. Wow! So the Quran confirms that the Israelites were commanded to do jihad, fi sabilillah. But I thought those Old Testament texts were evil, genocidal. They're not from God. Proof that the Torah is corrupted. He said, is it not possible, if you were commanded to fight, that you will not fight? They said, how could we refuse to fight in the cause of Allah? Fi sabilillah. Seeing that we were turned out of our homes and our families. But when they were commanded to fight, they turned back, except a small band among them. Wait, I'm confused. You mean the Quran again is confirming the Old Testament story where God commands the Israelites to attack the Canaanites and those who oppose them and slaughter them? And that Allah was angry when the Jews then refused to then fight them but turned their heels? Well, I thought that was evil. That's what the Muslims tell me. But God has full knowledge of those who do wrong. Their prophet said to them, God has appointed Talut as king over you. If you want further proof that this Quran is not from God, but it's a book of incoherent, unintelligible babble, notice number 1, it doesn't know who the prophet is that's speaking to the Israelites. We know from the Bible this is supposed to be Samuel, because they asked Samuel to appoint a king. Notice number 2, it doesn't even know the name of Saul. It calls him Talut. Talut? How do you get Talut from Saul? Talut? That's the Arabic name for Saul? Talut? Okay. They said, how can he exercise authority over us? Authority over us when we are better fitted than he to exercise authority, and he is not even gifted with wealth and abundance. Now notice, he said, God hath chosen him above you, and hath gifted him abundantly with knowledge and bodily prowess. God granted his authority to whom he pleaseth. God careth for all, and he knoweth all things. And further, their prophet said to them, a sign of his authority is that there shall come to you the ark of the covenant, with an assurance therein of security from your Lord, and the relics left by the family of Moses and the family of Aaron carried by angels. Now watch the second part. Is this a symbol for you if you indeed have faith? It is a symbol. And this is a symbol for you if you indeed have faith. Now when Talut, not Saul, Talut, sent forth with the armies, he said, God will test you at the stream. Notice another confusion. It confuses Gideon's army with Talut's army. If any drinks of its water, he goes not with my army. Only those who taste not of it go with me. That was the test given to Gideon to reduce his army to 300. And now it's put in the time of Saul. So much for the Quran being coherent. But wait, can I ask you a question? Well, hold on. Let me read it before I ask you a question. If any drinks of its water, he goes not with my army. Only those who taste not of it go with me. A mere sip out of the hand is excused, but they all drank of it except a few. It doesn't even know the number. That's the guess, it's a few. Now watch this. When they crossed the river, he and the faithful ones with him, they said, this day we cannot cope with Goliath and his forces. Actually, it doesn't say Goliath, it says Galut. So Saul is called Talut to rhyme with Galut. Talut meet Galut. Galut meet Talut. Alhamdulillah. All right? But those who are convinced that they must meet God said, oh, how by God's will hath a small force vanquished a big one. God is with those who steadfastly persevere. When they advanced to meet Galut and his forces, they prayed, our Lord, pour out constancy on us and make our steps firm. Help us against those that reject faith. But God's will, they routed them, and David slew Galut. And God gave him power and wisdom and taught him whatever else he willed. And did not God check one set of people by means of another? The earth would indeed be full of mischief, but God is full of bounty to all the worlds. Let me ask you a question. Here the Quran confirms that God raised up a king for Israel to fight holy wars, and mentions the name of the king, supposedly Talut, was supposed to be Saul, and mentions his expedition against Goliath, the Philistines. So if the Quran is saying that God raised up Saul as a king to lead Israel into battles, jihad, holy war against the enemies, where in the world do the Muslims get that Muhammad condemned God's command to Saul to destroy the Amalekites for attacking them, claiming that's evil, genocidal? Where does it say that Muhammad only confirms those wars that were done against warriors, but he then condemned the parts of the Old Testament where it says wipe out all of it, women and children, everything that breathes? Can you show me where Muhammad condemned those portions of the Old Testament? Can you show me that?